Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and of course the boys, as always, as we carry on with our tabletop RPG adventure with some more Warhammer Fantasy. So a big shout out to Hook Sounds for providing the music for this tabletop RPG game of mine. If you need any music for any projects, go to Hook Sounds. You'll find a link down below if you're looking on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, well, meh. So, in the last episode, some things happened. Our group of adventurers had gone into a very ancient part of the woods, close to Mordheim and Siegfriedhof. They had ventured in following a vision that one of their party members had had. Once there, they found an ancient ancestral oak protected by an ancient tree man, as his corrupted kin attacked this place. Once there, things happened. The battle was won, although the place was lost. Or perhaps the battle was lost, but the war was won. It's a difficult one to figure out, as the area of beauty within that twisted forest is no more.
And we run away screaming like little children.
But you did gain some valuable prizes.
Mostly elves.
Pretty much the elves gained.
Yeah.
It was their time
Someone
to shine.
Someone else also has some pretty expensive bark.
But sadly, as they tried to escape from this twisted woods, as evil spirits, once guardians of more ancient and magical forests than are around in the old world today, attacked our party. A spirit from the ancestral oak assisted them and gave its life to help them get out of this dark and twisted part of this ancient woods. They almost made it. With but a turn away, the light failed and they fell into darkness, and they would have been attacked if not for the sacrifice of one of our party members. The second brand has been struck, and one of our members falls further into damnation. But the result of that was that none of his friends were killed or harmed, although one of them gained some psychological damage as the being within revealed his fetish for feet on poor Lolly Carla. Oh no.
I like to point out, it isn't Casper, it's just the demon inside Casper.
It is.
Yeah, but how much does the demon resemble the host?
Don't ask too many questions.
You don't know the answers, and I won't tell you. So
Food for
food before. So after the party managed to break out of the coming darkness and evil, they made their way back towards the town, the village, and their ship. The darkness did not go any further. There is something that keeps it where it is, and it does not spread, or at least that's what the team found, as it did not follow them any further. Once out, they boarded their lord's vessel, briefly told him what happened before going to sleep. It was a long old run of 20-something hours. It was a long day. So they were quite surprised to find, when they woke up later on that day, that the ship was moving. And their lord had decided, well, if bad things are coming, then I've warned them, we're off.
Surprisingly, he didn't kidnap anyone else. Not that we know of, anyway.
Yes, not that you know of. But after a little discussion and a little time to heal, we're going to pass on yet another day. However, in the evening of this passing day, Perhaps it was the magic in the air, perhaps it was seeing comrades attached to their ancient kin in a way. Or maybe it's the thoughts of how he would be shamed if the rest of his kin knew what he had done. For one of you, as you dream, your dream is of you and an anvil and a hammer. You're striking the anvil again and again and again, and with every strike of the anvil, you see parts of yourself falling away. And with every strike of the anvil, you hear the disapproving voices of those who came before you. Aye, he's not doing it right. Aye, he doesn't know what he's doing. Aye, well, he'll never be anything like us. And with every crippling word, yet more crumbles away as the ting of the anvil is struck again. However, this gloom, misery, and just general depression disappears once a strike of the anvil and yourself is obliterated. You fall to nothing, yet your perspective stays the same. You are looking over the anvil. Nothing but stone lies beneath you. And then your perspective changes. You go back, looking through your ancestors' eyes, or part of their perspective. You see in blurry vision, not able to make out anything, the ignorance of your kin. All their secrets lost, all their knowledge going with them, too proud to give up what they had worked hard for, too stubborn to admit that this knowledge should be protected and passed on. Your line is long. You have many ancestors disapproving, shielding their knowledge. And at every ancestor that passes, anxiety grows, a restlessness. I want to understand, why did they hide it? Why did they let their dowie brothers and sisters fall? With their knowledge, more could have been saved if they'd just revealed their secrets. You come to a forge that you do not recognize. The reason you don't recognize it is because it is of different technology than what you have ever seen. There are no manual bellows for the pumps in this room. You see glowing runes, the power of magic, or perhaps, more likely, an ancestor far, far long gone. Because you are able to move your perspective and look around this ancient forge, and you see runes everywhere. This is no dark place of mystery, as you are bathed in golden light, light as bright as the sun. And as you look up, you see what looks very suspiciously like a rune. You see that coal is brought into the furnace, and yet there are no dwarves, no dowie work this forge, but mechanics forged of lost knowledge. You wonder in how this is made, how this could be, because everything is of your kin's shape. The doors, the hammers, the tongs. These things you recognize, these things you have used yourself, but the door to this chamber opens, and you can now hear a discussion going on. I don't like it. We will not last against those elves if we let our knowledge fall. Their powers over the winds of magic will bring us to ruin. I will not die whilst my kin lose that knowledge. Aye, but if you pass it on easily, will it not just be stolen? You know the elves will just try to steal our knowledge, if they can. They have tried before. Aye, but you know their runes are nothing. What a mage creates is not a rune, not as we see it. They may play with the winds of magic. They may bend it to form imitations of what we craftsmen sweat over. But it is not the same. You watch as these male and female dwarf argue and bicker like an old married couple. You see the rune smith go over to a finely wrought desk with hundreds of different parchments laid up and parchment racks going up both sides of the corners of the walls, and he brings them out. How many of these will be lost? With my father's passing, we have lost the ability to make our most powerful weapons. He did not pass that knowledge on, and I am damned if I can figure out how to recreate it. There will be no more anvils of war. Do you not understand what that means for us? Those blasted elves can call dragons down upon us. I know, but it is a challenge for every runesmith to be able to uncover the secrets for themselves. To be damned with it, woman! He pulls out parchment after parchment, rolling them out. And you can see, not through blurry vision, you can see the ingredients it would take to create these runes. We are losing. Is a fact that only the highest of rune lords would know, and only our kins. We cannot carry on this war if we keep losing all our knowledge. It will not be long before we return to our mountains and halls and do not leave. And I'll be damned if I see that day come. Again, for some weird reason, the Rune Lord brings out parchment after parchment, and your perspective can move freely. You see what is created and what was lost. But then you bite your tongue. Something is missing. Something is not there. As you see the two dwarves, husband and wife, you presume by now, bicker and argue, you hear a baby cry. And the female dwarf seems to gesture, and you get the idea that their child is awake, and they stop their bickering. The door slams. And you are left with a rune in a parchment that is complete. But the thing that perhaps shocks you more is the fact that there is a seal, a letter to be sent. And you see it is the Forge Beard. And in your dream, you see it crack. As you see this forge, this area, maybe even this Karak itself, shake violently before the chamber falls in on itself. Give me a willpower test, Ragnar.
Just a flat willpower test?
Yep. You awaken, covered in sweat, but just breathing heavily. You do not shout or scream, as the last part of your perspective was that of being crushed by the ceiling.
I think with that, Ragnar probably feels claustrophobic slightly for the first time in his life. And probably just heads out onto the deck of the ship rather than stay down there and think about what he saw. As quietly as I can without waking anyone else.
Sure. And you awaken in the early morning hours. The sun has probably only just crept over the horizon on the 17th, which is where we pick up our game. So, it is the 17th. A few hours have passed since your dream. It's now full daylight. The crew were kind of, as you came up, they're a little bit taken aback. Don't normally see you up at this hour, you know, just staring out, kind of sweaty. But they leave you be, knowing what the warband has been through.
Probably sketching out some things on some of his writing paper, and just looking out kind of 1,000-yard stare style until someone comes up to someone else of the party, notices he's acting odd, basically.
So we awaken.
How long has it been since
One full day. It was the 16th when you came aboard the ship, and it is now the 17th.
No, I don't.
And how late is it right now?
Early morning.
Early morning.
I spent ages on this map. I will use it.
It's a very lovely map.
It is indeed. And I didn't spend that long. I paid some money for it though, bastards.
You're just supporting other content creators. It's fine.
I certainly am, like Roll20. Sadness.
I'm still a little sad that every time I'm on deck I see floating cargo going down the river.
It's fine. Just pretend it's not there. We all do.
There you go. Never mind, it disappeared. The warp took it.
The darkness swallowed it.
It was the submersible Skaven.
Oh dear.
Submersible Skaven, that would be fucking
I mean,
scary
would
as
you
fuck.
would have bet Skaven have submarines?
Oh no, it wasn't. No.
The
It's
dwarves
a
do.
sea troll. It's a sea troll. It got tired of leaving its beta and just took it back down. Look, free loot.
Probably forgot that it was its bait and thought, "Ooh, that's food."
Probably. Regardless, I'm probably not going to be on deck at the moment, at least. So, really is?
Casper, it is very, very cloudy today, and it looks like it's going to piss down storm later on. You can see
Okay.
those black, awful looking black clouds in the horizon, and the wind's blowing in your direction. You're like, yeah, this is going to get worse.
Yeah, no, if that's the case, I'll probably wait a little while before heading up to the deck. Yeah, I know. I'll wait a couple of moments in my room and head on up. Go for a stretch my legs. It's been a full day since I trapped myself in my coffin after what happened. Take a look around and. Ragnar's up here, isn't he? And so is Aurelia.
I know. Aurelia is up here. I think Ragnar is on the.
Ragnar's up on deck as well.
You're up on deck.
Just realised that I should probably put my token up there.
I should probably get to planting.
Planting evidence. Alright. Oh, morning.
Casper,
Yeah.
finally out of your room, I see. Morning.
Is it? I find it hard to tell these days. From time to time, at least. Well, I'm not too old to have stiff bones yet, so I may as well make the most of it while I still can. How are you this morning? And Ragnar? You doing up so early?
Couldn't sleep.
It's actually rather impressive. Ragnar's up here, not down at his fort, and he's up early.
What's happened?
Yesterday was a day of ill portents, and it's rather affected me. I just need some time, and I'll be back to annoying you all soon enough. He kind of gives you a weak smile. It's probably, whilst still kind of doodling, like runic designs on the parchment. when dreams aren't dreams, they're somehow worse.
Well, from experience, I can tell you that dreams tend to have more meaning than some give them credit. Sometimes they show you things you're not supposed to see, sometimes they show you things you are supposed to see.
I feel I was meant to see what I did, but was not pleasant, regardless.
You should know by now, Master Dwarf really is truly present, pleasant in this world.
In that, you most certainly are right. And he kind of gives a sideways glance to Aurelia. And you maybe see like a strange look go over his face of almost friendship, and then suddenly hatred, and then back to some kind of kinship again.
I'm going to stop doing sit-ups, look at the juicer too, and say, okay, for fuck's sake, why are both of you, Casper being depressed, I get it, but why are both of you being depressed? Come on, we just survived a fuck ton of shit out there. You have to be happy for your life. Now go on, Ragnar, spit it out. What's so bad about your dream? Dreams are usually a window to the past, present, or future.
It's hard to see. It's hard to be happy when you see your family killed, crushed by the enemy. Yes, they may be ancestors long past, but they are still family.
I'm going to narrow my eyes a little bit. Your eye is going to deflate a little bit and just go, oh, that kind of dream.
Yes. As I say, I will be fine after some proper rest.
Well, I would not recommend my room after what I hear next door. I give a nod towards Aurelia. Find somewhere nice and quiet to bunk yourself down.
I'm just going to giggle a little bit. Hey, it's not my fault. I have a roommate. A lovely, lovely roommate. And I love the old.
Yeah.
Plus, we just survived hell.
Yeah, about that, perhaps we need to talk more about these forests before we venture even further into any more. I believe if we learnt a little bit more, a lot of things could have been avoided.
Well, experience is sometimes the best teacher, and now that you all know how dangerous the forest can be, next time we have to hurry and leave, we should probably hurry and leave instead of sitting there and talking.
You
I'll admit.
realized we did not take as much time if we weren't gathering bones from trees.
I'll readily admit, I did take most of that time by gathering the bones of my ancestors. But Ragnar over there probably agrees with me that I have to at least do something for them instead of just abandoning them to the darkness. But, again, next time when I say to run because chaos is coming, best thing to do is just to run. And do tell me, Casper, why did you stop with Kala in the darkness?
Don't worry about it. When I tell you to stop in the darkness, you should stop. You know things about the forest, and I know things about other mysteries. Should keep it like that. If you don't want to share.
I'm going to narrow my eyes a little bit. I'm going to look at Ragnar. Back at Casper. Very well then.
We're just full of happiness and light today, aren't we?
I have an excuse. I have an excuse at least, I should say. I don't know about the rest of you. Well, right now you. Prophetic dreams, I suppose. Wait, Carla. She's a mage of the. Is it Celestial Order?
Yeah, it is celestial.
Perhaps
I
they know
believe-
something about dreams.
I believe the humans call it the lore of heavens, perhaps? I don't know, you'd have to ask Livia about it.
Or I could ask Carla, the one who is.
Or you can ask Colin.
Regardless, perhaps a small chat with her might actually help. I don't know for certain, but perhaps they know something. It's prophecy and soothsaying, I believe. That's at least one of their many. Can't remember the word. Fuck it. Just imagine I said something.
One of their mini. Wank.
Aptitudes?
One of their aptitudes. That's it. Shut up.
And the illiterate one. I'm going down next to Ragnar. Punch him in the shoulder, see that he's still kind of sad, and say, "Come on, Ragnar, let's work out. There's nothing like a good workout to, sweat out all the stress, so you can forget about, bad dreams. And if you really need to, release some pent-up anger that you accrued from a dream of your ancestors, you can always punch Casper again. I heard it worked wonders.
Yes, but I don't think he would want me to do that again.
I'm just going to smile, look at Casper. I mean, come on, look at him. He'll be fine.
I'm kind of rubbing my chest at the moment. I don't think so.
Okay, you two, come on. Let's go. At least then, let's go down there and grab a drink. You two need to cheer up. You're too depressed for me. It's still, I don't know, very early in the morning.
Too depressed for an elf. Wow, what have we done?
It's breakfast time. It's about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. The crew and other people are getting up. You can smell the smells of breakfast wafting up from down below. Smells good.
Another pleasantry I miss.
And sadly,
Maybe there's enough
Casper,
there for me.
even for you, this smells good. It's just when it touches your tongue, it will taste like ash.
Yeah, exactly. Another pleasantry I miss. Yeah, this will be enough air for now, so I'll return to my quarters. And I don't think I have much else to research, if I'm quite honest. I'll just look over my book, I suppose, for now.
Sure.
I'm guessing Casper goes down first, so I'm going to put a hand on Ragnar's shoulder and say, Ragnar? Hello? Yes. Our ancestors fought alongside, fought against each other a lot. There are a lot of old grudges. I know that. But no matter what, I still consider you one of my best friends, even though you're a dwarf. So if you ever need anything, don't worry, I'll be here for you. And I'm gonna punch you on the shoulder and go down.
And I, you elf. I'll wait a few minutes after you've gone down, and then I'll follow and go find a very, very stiff drink. And if Humperdinck has an issue with me drinking in breakfast, well, he can go suck it.
This is what, Renaissance, medieval kind of thing.
Yeah, this is the
Or
Dark
Egypt,
Ages. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Good
probably
beverage,
having a glass
like,
of wine with
yeah.
his meal. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, if the French can have a glass of wine with their breakfast, I don't see why you can't.
Yeah, but those are
Because we're not French.
Fair play.
We're better than
Yes,
French.
I mean, well, none of us are Bretonians, so
This is also true. So, the morning moves on. If any of you have anything you want to do, or anything else you want to speak up about, now is your time.
I want to have a look at the seeds.
Sure.
Like, I'd go on deck and hold them up into the sunlight to get a closer look.
Sure, you can do that. As you go up into the sunlight, you can see that there are two fat acorns in your palm. They basically take up the majority of when you close your hand. It's those two big, fat, juicy acorns that you can feel. But there is another one in there. There's a tiny little weedy acorn that doesn't look like it would survive on its own.
Is there anything odd about them when I hold them into the sunlight?
No. I mean, if anything, there's a slight glistening. As you, like, hold them under and move them slightly, the shell around the seed, it almost has that, like, petrol on water, oil on water, that shiny change of color almost, which is quite beautiful and mesmerizing almost, as you play the light off of the two larger acorns. The smaller one does as well, but just because of its size and the other two dwarfing the inside of your palm, it doesn't seem to do it as much. But they do all look healthy and untainted.
I think I'll plant the smaller one for now.
Sure, you can do that.
Probably
How
put it at the
did
back
I-
of the boat. Something.
Ah, I remember how I did it. It's a big old plant pot, and you try and get it as close to symmetrical as you can to keep everyone happy.
Seeing that Noelle is with me, I tell her to pay special attention to this plant pot.
Oh, of course, I can do that. she comes over and basically listens in to any advice that you can give her about what to check out for, what to look out for. Yeah, no, that's the best one we've got for the moment.
Would I know of any way to help Theo grow? Like, apart from just casting my spell?
Okay, so essentially what you'd be doing then is, because there's no other way to really do it, is you'd be tasting the soil. So you take a tiny piece of the soil from out the pot and take a little nibble of it. It does seem quite acidy. Or, would you know the... Yeah, sure, you know of acid. It's very acidy. Not... You remember with your master and him showing you his garden where he raised, like all of your kin do, raised rare healing herbs and other rare fauna that your people may need. You remember trying the soil back there in your home, and it had a sweeter, zingier taste? Is it zingier? I can't remember. A more alkaline taste. Perhaps the soil was a bit, if you could neutralize it, and you think to yourself, well, if I put in some more fertilizer, that should bring it down. It's a disgusting fact, but it is something that farmers have to do when you don't have a pH kit. You can mix some fertilizer in and, you know, try it. And okay, no, that still tastes a bit. You don't have to eat it, you know, you could spit the dirt out, but that is something you'd have to do.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, so considering you have a horse, which is a perfect fertilizing machine, fertilizer creation, on your ship you can easily just scoop up some of its mess, put it in the dirt, mix it around for a bit, apply a bit of water, give it a try, and yeah, it's gone a lot more alkaline, and it's not exactly like home, but you're pretty sure this would be far better for the plant, for the seedling. Which is pretty much as far as you can, you know, except from giving it the care and attention it needs. That's about as much as you can do for it at the moment.
Alright, I might grow impatient and cast a spell on it later, but for now.
Okay, so as Roll20 has a fit, you can place the seed into the dirt and cover it up. I'll give it to you that you check the water as well. And the water, again, you put in a bit of fertilizer, a bit of manure, and that seems to bring down the acidity of the water. And you give it a good watering. And now it's just time to wait and see. So, with the seed planted, and with two large spherical items in your palm, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
No. I don't have anything.
Ah, marvelous. Marvelous. So, we're going to go into a time skip. I can't remember which map is the right one. I think it's copy? Yeah, it's copy. So, as we come back to the world map. Some time is going to pass. Now, I have been making a mistake. The boat moves 4 squares a day, not 3. So I have taken that into my calculations from here on out. Although it hasn't exactly been moving that far recently.
So we get there a lot quicker than we thought.
It takes you 2 days to get to the next town, hamlet. Shit, what was it called again? Town, hamlet, outpost. You see, it does. I'm being harsh to it. This place does seem to be the main hub for the smaller communities that are out gathering wood and farming sheep and the sorts. But as you pull into the dock here, Humperdinck has a word with the people aboard working the dock, and he basically tells you we won't be here long, as he goes over onto the dock and has a word with the dockmaster to see what goods they actually have. For anyone who needs to do any rolls, 2 days have passed. How many days was meant to... Oh yeah, okay. So,
what would... For the rolls, because I need to do some for smithing, I guess.
what would you like to do?
I would like to start making several of the ring/pendant things that we discussed from the bronze I got.
Yes, from the bronze you got. So if you give me a... Well, so what level do you want to make these at? Because you're using really good materials, we're using best quality materials, you can make them at good quality and then you'll get a plus to your roll. If you make it, if you want to make it of best quality, there will be a minus to your roll.
Can I make them at best quality? It's okay.
Okay, so there's a minus 10 for each one.
Okay. I'm guessing they just take a day to make, or
it'll probably be 1d4 hours. So if you want to roll 1d4 after making each one, some of them you'll be able to make. You might be able to make 4 or 5 in a day. Or Nuffle will say that you should take longer.
Fair enough. So that's the first one. That took no time at all.
And was of 8 degrees of success.
That's at the negative as well for best quality.
Yep. So
Wow.
you essentially spend an hour, and afterwards you're like, a little masterpiece. Place it to the side.
The little crest I made that's like in the symbol of our warband looks especially nice. Like, I'll probably give this one to Humperdinck. How many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 I need to make. Oh dear.
Depending if you count Tiffany among the warband and all the others. But technically in the warband, it's just David, Wise, and Humperdinck, and the NPCs.
Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus those 2 makes 8. That
So
one's not quite as nice.
that's still going to be best quality because you've paid the money to have best quality items, and there's a negative to it. So that's still of best quality. It's just you look at this one and you're like, it's really good. It's just not. You put it next to your other one that's like your masterpiece, and you move your masterpiece just the other one a bit further away. You're like, yeah, that one can maybe go to David. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like when you paint minifigures or whatever. You've got one that's really good, and then there's one that's got a little bit round nick that no one's ever gonna see, and you're like, ugh.
Just like move that one to the side.
So that's 4 hours. Total, and that's probably going to do it for that first day then, because that
Sure.
takes to 8. It's almost halfway there. Sorry, I didn't realise these would go so quickly.
No, that's quite alright. And to be honest with you, we're going to have more time skips. Because, I ran out of inspiration for the towns along the way to put in more events. So I want to get to the fun stuff where insanity comes.
Well, that one's going to. I know who this one's going to, based on its role. That will take me up to 7 hours for the second day, so I got 5 done.
Yep, you got 5. Give me all of them until you've got everyone's done.
Okay. Six. I'll just roll the 3 and then I'll roll 3d4.
Sure.
Just to make it a little bit easier on myself, rather than going backwards and forwards. Ooh. Ooh. I would spend a fortune point, which, given that it's 2 days, I'll just spend a fortune point to do that. I swear it like rolls 100. There you go. And then 3d4. Oh wow. Jesus.
There you go.
That
15
was-
hours.
By all means, guys, do something amongst yourselves. I have a call.
So,
A dwarf, a halfling, and an elf enter a bar. Someone pick up.
see,
One of
I may have heard a dwarf, a halfling, and a milf, and I got really concerned.
I didn't think humans could get pregnant from elves.
This isn't anime.
Oh,
Oh dear.
God,
Oh,
people.
Good
oh
God,
fucking
man.
hell. So we're gonna have him pull over at the next town and just, have Null and Mark II Electric Boogaloo.
We'll just sit around for like 3 months, yeah? Sounds about right.
Fucking 30 sessions go by. It's been 3 days in this time.
That's great. I love it. Also, the 69 is definitely going to you, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant me or Jim. I'll be honest.
By the way, anyone has a clue?
Be honest,
about how
I had
to
the same.
mine the
I
ship?
had the same issue, Getty.
What is
Which one of us is it?
Anyone any clue about how to make money on the ship?
on the ship? Well,
I
you
mean-
and you and
me.
Ragnar can make items well.
Yeah, I need to pay for the ingots and I only have a gold coin.
No, I've made stuff for him and made us 214 crowns so far.
Yeah, no, you can. I think you can ask. Nope. This
Why back?
It's just because I'm making something for myself. Well, in quotation marks, I'm doing a side project that Humperdinck doesn't know about. That I bought my own things for it.
Did you make one for Humperdinck?
Yeah, should be 8. When you include the reroll, that's definitely 8.
Okay.
Yeah, there is.
You could go and get me ingredients for healing drafts, because I can basically double the amount they're worth.
I mean, can I do that from on the ship?
Yeah, technically we're on the boat. Unless we only yeet him over to the coastline and I expect him to catch up. I don't think so.
I mean, why couldn't we?
I mean,
Give us a bit of a break.
It's fine. Just we get the rope. We tie the rope around his body. We dwarf toss him to the.
No,
Dwarf toss him all the way to the
Dear
I mean, I was gonna say-
forest. Nothing harm.
I was gonna say,
looking
the horse
unfortunately-
has it movement, right? We could just yeet him over with the horse and just have him right after us. Get ingredients and chase after us. Come on.
Just build a quick catapult and yeet the horse away.
Unfortunately, you told your lord that there was something dangerous coming from the wood, so he was like, well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So there wasn't really any time for you guys to go back and search for ingredients and things.
It's
I mean, it's been
fine.
2 days anyway. We're on the fucking boat.
I mean, I think Blackhand wouldn't be interested in going into any wood anytime soon.
Well, then you're
By
staying
the way,
on the
how
boat
did
for a
the
while.
damage look from the chaos? Would it be physical or
The damage from what now?
from the chaos ghost thingy magics?
There
Oh,
is no
from the
chaos
spirits.
ghost citizen.
Spirits
From the corrupted spirits. It's
Yeah.
just normal damage. It doesn't.
So I would have been rendered to shreds, bleeding all over the ship.
I mean,
guess
Well,
we're
no.
here
Until you go into.
Livia,
Remember, until you
at the
go
end of last
into
session.
minus, until you are minus, you're technically just cut up, and you're gonna have cool scars and things like that. But you're not actually like bleeding, spurting out blood everywhere. That's only when an arm comes off or like your eye gets gouged out. It normally states it.
or you suffer from blood loss.
So no, you came back battered and bruised, and yeah, with slices on you and rakes from brambles and things like that, but nothing missing. So
Don't forget, you were healed by Livia at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
it's also true.
Wasn't loads on me, but I thought I could have been cleaning the blood I made. The bloodstains I left.
You
You could be cleaning your clothes, to be honest with you.
These
You
are
could
fine.
be cleaning your clothes, because that would have dried blood just caked into it.
Alright, I spent 3 times repairing and cleaning my clothes and armor.
Sure. So,
Or however long it actually take.
a short hour later, and Humperdinck comes back aboard the boat. I don't believe it. All they're selling is wood and wools, and we're in summer. No one wants wood or wool at the moment. I mean, I'm quite displeased at this region of the Empire. To be quite honest with you, it's not even rare. I mean, so we are going to be going straight to Siegfriedhof. I wish to resupply in somewhere that has some decent wares and knowledgeable people. I just don't see the point of any of these bumpkin towns anymore. It used to be interesting to meet the folk, but now I just don't see the point.
It is your boat, my lord. I don't think we could stop it if we wanted to anyway.
No, you couldn't. No. So we will be we'll be pushing on. I hope this is acceptable with everyone. There are no major stops off that we needed to make. The poor band is just like looking like kind of like, we've been here for days now. Can we not leave?
No. Stay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the band.
I mean, we probably could ask Humperdinck to keep paying them.
Oh, he is paying them, but it's just like, yeah, you're mine now. Enjoy.
Are they still playing?
They do
Yeah, but
play
stop
from
playing.
they do
Fast
play
forward.
from time to time. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
it's the
don't
least they
know
could
that
fucking
one.
do.
They've been kidnapped, so the least they can do is just fucking play their instruments.
I mean, they're being paid for it, so yes.
I suppose, yeah. Being paid to be kidnapped, fuck yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Al Capone, but hey.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right. Oh, we're not getting into that yet. Not getting into that just yet. That's a side tangent and a half. Anyway. Oh shit. Oh. So, are we skipping on ahead, or are we doing anything else, or?
Oh yes, we are skipping on ahead just a little bit. So, after Humperdinck boards the vessel, the gangplank is raised, and you are set off on your journey. As you pass the woods on one side and hills and farmland on the other, days pass, and the spirits on board are high. We're making good progress. The rations are still plentiful. The weather, for the most part, Casper, there was a few days of storms, but after that it was clear, bright, sunny skies.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So we catch back up 11 days later.
Thank you.
As our warband makes its way down the river, edging ever closer to their goal. I believe, if my calculations were correct, they might not be, but hey ho, once it's said, it's in stone. On the 28th of Sigmar-Sitz Day, whatever it's called. Sigmar-Sitz.
Sigmar-Zeit.
Sigmar-Sitz. So on the 28th, not quite past, we go back slightly more.
I just looked at the fucking calendar.
You wake up, and on this morning there is a foul air. You're not quite sure the past 11 days have been so peaceful, there's been so easy. But today you get up and you see a thick, heavy fog. And yet it's only on one side of the river that it falls. From the right side. Well, for those of you on the ship, your left side. Because you're pointing down. This thick fog hangs low and blots out vision going along the river, but you can see one of the crew the crew seems to be proficient at sailing in all weathers. One of them, seeing that the fog's rolled in, has run to the front of the ship, and there's a bell there, and he rings it, and you just hear this ding, and he waits a few moments, counts to 30 maybe, before ding rings out across. This goes on for some time. And by noon, by the time that in any normal situation, noon in summer would burn away any mist or fog like this, but yet it still hangs. You can all see that the crew is on edge as you go past noon. Ding! You hear in the distance, ding! The crewman aboard your ship rings his bell. Ding! Captain, ship up ahead. Alright, what side's he on? Port or starboard? Captain, I don't hear the bell. Ding! He strikes again. Port or starboard, lad? Who of you are on board? And who of you are on the deck at about 3 in the afternoon?
I would.
I mean,
Yeah, probably.
Irella is usually on deck, so she doesn't stay down at the galleys. So
It's
been watching
foggy and
us.
everything outside, so and I have nothing else to research, so I could be. I'll flip a coin.
In the afternoon, probably, yeah.
I forgot to announce what it was. I just said I'll flip a coin. Alright. Heads, I'm downstairs. Tails, I'm upstairs. Okay, there you go. Tails, I'm upstairs.
So a number of you are on deck as you see a panic go through the crew. Lad, did you hear wrong? Why has his accent changed? Lad, did you? I can't even remember what his accent was now. Did you hear wrong? No, Captain. I heard the bell. Did you not hear it? He looks around to the rest of the crew, and the rest of the crew and the mercenaries at the front of the ship. They all nod. And they look back, and for those of you aboard on the deck, you heard the bell toll.
What on earth's going on?
Yeah, I heard it too.
May I roll magic sense?
Sure.
I would like to start arming up. And I
Sure.
tell the party to do likewise.
Oh, please, Blackhand. I'm always ready.
As you look into the magical world, Carla, and you open your eyes, all you see is magic. Before you hear ding, 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 the bell tolls for each and every person aboard the ship.
Oh, this
Before
is
the lad at the front. Captain, I don't know. Can everyone roll me willpower with -20? This is going to be fun.
If this is a fear test, do I ignore it because of insanity?
-20, so it still affects you.
I'm guessing this isn't resistance to
Magic.
magic applicable.
No.
Worth asking.
Should I try and re-roll that?
We do have full
Ooh, it's really close.
fortune. So
Yeah, we do now, don't we?
Stop taunting me.
Oh, you'll have a renewable source of fortune soon.
I mean, I have a lucky charm. Actually, I have 2 lucky charms.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it. Oh wow.
Oh, someone does not want you to succeed that.
Yeah, Nuffle did not like you calling her out like that.
God damn it. I went through the people, like going, okay, so you've succeeded, you failed, and I didn't put any markers to determine, okay, you succeeded, you succeeded, you succeeded, you failed. So, as the bell tolls, the captain cries out, you succeeded. Oh, then you failed. The captain cries out, and you all hear the final bell toll inside your own heads. A sound that comes from behind you, and as you turn round, you see the ghostly visage of the town crier. Ding, ding, ding. A ghostly visage of a boy whose face is half rotted away and half in bone, crying out the news that the comet comes. You succeed. You succeed. I haven't done nearly enough. There's too many crew. I'm gonna have to kill some off.
Fuck.
Brutal.
Thankfully, I do believe Tiffany is below deck, so it should be fine.
She is.
Kill off as many of the crew as you need, just, you know.
Okay, so now for the important ones.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'll let you see
Twist
these
Humperdinck
ones.
dice.
Oh shit, I just saw
We're now
Lydia.
unemployed.
Fucking Humperdinck.
Yep, he's dead. We're now unemployed.
Poor David. David is fucked.
Jesus Christ.
Buddy.
No, of course she's fine.
She's still running the high from the previous night.
Okay. So
Wow,
someone passed.
21.
These characters do. So the NPCs aboard the ship, they do all have fate points. The main named ones that have character sheets. David. Oh, David, you fucking legend.
Jesus, damn it.
David!
Holy fuck, David.
Look at the chin on this lad. Holy
200
shit.
experience. 200 experience. Awesome. Well done, lad. So yeah, the main NPCs do have fortune points. The rest of the minor ones just have a pool. So tests like So tests like this, they don't get to reroll. But our main ones, the main ones that we care about, have indeed succeeded. So as the town crier tolls, you all turn round, and this is an odd experience. For those of you who failed, you scream. For one, you take one insanity point. And you can see your fellows in your peripheral vision screaming at nothing, but you are screaming at this incorporeal, corporeal, etherical being that phases in and out. His body disappears, parts melt off and regenerate, and he cries to you about the news that the comet is coming. Sigmar is coming. Mordheim will be your beacon to hope. For those of you who failed, apart from taking one insanity, you also scream and begin to scrape at your skin until someone snaps you out of this. You will continue to see the town crier screaming in your face. So only those who succeeded can act, and you can only snap them out with either a fellowship, a charm test, or a command test.
Okay.
Who failed? Livia. And Blackhand.
Yeah.
Can I cast a
Let
spell?
me write insanity points down. This.
I'm sorry, what do we have to use to
All over the
snap
ship.
them out of it?
All over the ship. This has happened. Upstairs, downstairs. It doesn't matter where you were. You just got notice of it. The poor Tiffany. She was there in the kitchen, like getting ready for dinner, and then all of a sudden she hears this ding in her head, and like, what the fuck? And there's this thing behind her, and she's just like, meh, I've seen worse.
I mean, she was a brothel escort, so
Younger than you.
You know, David sat there like trying to take a shit, and all of a sudden he hears this ding. He's like, what the fuck? You didn't see the marquee. He was worse.
what a legend.
Since Blackhand said he was going to go start getting his gear on, I feel like Livia would be closer. So I'll go up to her and try to snap her out of it. You say it was command or
Charm.
charm.
Why not?
So Noelle is just overwhelmed, just like, what's going? She's terrified, but she isn't screaming, ripping out her, gouging at her face.
That is a good question. Can I slap?
Wow.
Can I?
You do not want to come back.
Can I slap people?
No,
Out
if you well, you can try.
With intimidate, I mean.
You can try.
I'm gonna fate point roll that or fortune point because can't exactly get worse.
Count insanity points on the sheet.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to use intimidate.
Secondary profile IPs. Obi.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna try to do the drill sergeant thing above that, and the people just get slapped and say,
I resisted the
Holy
fear,
fuck.
but I am still shook.
No, so that's
Wow.
the charm or command is for you to snap people out of it. As you try and intimidate, it just doesn't work.
Right. Can I try and pull something here with the fact I have Master Orator and Public Speaking? Can I just do it multiple people at once?
You can try.
Technically, that means I can affect up to 700 people because my fellowship bonus is 7. That gives me times 100.
I mean, you can try.
Question.
Okay.
Do you have that spell that lets you essentially amplify your voice? Because that could come in real handy.
No, I don't.
Shame.
Don't think I have anyone to do that. I have sounds, but that doesn't mimic speech.
No, there's one specifically that was said in Book of Salvation that is just a lesser magic that is used both by mages and priests. That essentially amplifies your voice.
I most certainly look in the Book of Salvation. Sorry, was there a negative to it? Or was it
No.
flat?
You can go ahead and try. Flat.
Jesus Christ, man! You're ugly as shit. You're ugly as sin, but boy, can you talk.
So, as you're on the deck, for those of you who are on the deck, you can see that. Come on, show me your name. Oh, I zoomed in too far.
That actually reminds me. Are you on the boat map? Because we're on the map.
Yeah, no, it's fine for you guys to be up there.
Just making sure.
So, Corey, apparently, one of the sailors aboard the ship. So all the mercenaries were upstairs. All the mercenaries were on because it's late afternoon and there's a mist everywhere. They're like, okay, we should be up there. They all succeed. Corey is midship. He's ripping at his face. Ryan, another deckhand, he is ripping at his face. He's by Noelle and the captain at the back of the ship where the rudder is. Then downstairs, a couple of people have succumbed to the town crier. I forgot what he was called then. You can hear screaming coming from down below. I think Carla said she was still down below.
No, I was up on the deck.
Okay. So yeah, you can hear screaming from down below, but you're not quite sure from where. As you try to do your master orator on the people up on deck, Casper, your words are elegant. You plead to them. Yeah, you use charm. You plead to them to come to their senses. It's all a vision. You don't have to do this. Neither of them seems to break out of their fear. And you have a sense down below a feeling that you weren't sure if it was going to work. Although the thing is, Carla knows that the fog is magical. No one else has done a magical sense, so.
Well, I'm kind of busy scratching my eyes out.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I'm probably busy just trying to wrap me through my armor.
I physically can't make a magical sense test, so.
I can see the ghost, right?
Yes. So if you succeed the test, when you turn round and it screams at you, once it sees that you're not phased, it disappears.
Right. Okay. Alright, I'll do magical sense. Then fuck it. Up. Okay.
So yeah, you now open your eyes and you can see that wherever the fog is just full of magical energy. A sick, sparking green magical energy. And as you're on deck and looking around, yeah, it is definitely coming from one side of the river and not the other side.
Okay. Can I approach that side? Real quick?
Yeah, you can approach
See what I can see.
that side. You can approach port. You drink port in your left hand and you throw abuse with your right hand at starboard. I think that's how I remember it from my days.
I remember that there's a little bit of ruby red port left in the bottle. Because it's red, color is red, port, and left.
Basically, imagine to that sort to left.
Anyway.
So sure, you go to starboard, which is left, and you can see that
Wait, what? No, port.
Sorry, port. Yeah, you say. It's been a difficult week. Yeah, sure. You can go to that side and look over and see.
Just one question. The apparition appeared in front of us and then disappeared, right? It's not a physical thing on the coast, right?
Yes, it's not as it appeared as if it was right there in front of you, and then when you kind of went, "What the fuck?" it disappeared. Whereas everyone else is still screaming, and they are shouting, the crier comes for me, the bell tolls, nah!
Because since I couldn't slap people into, stop panicking, can I look towards the fog too, Casper? Just if I see something out there.
Sure, yeah, you can keep scanning around. You can do that.
Yep, I'll be doing that.
And yeah, it seems that trying to do a group of them, trying to go to everyone at once, just didn't work.
Okay.
I do realise that it's still charm, and I know it's a natural one, but it doesn't work if it's done to the group.
That's fair. No
I'll
worries.
tell you what, 3 people failed aboard on deck. Roll a 1d3. If it's a 1, Livia comes out of it, because it was a natural 1.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well, there you go, Livia. Something about Casper's words, even though not directed directly to you, speak to you, and you're able to snap out of it after 1 round goes by. You take 6 points of damage. This is reduced by your toughness, but not your armor, as you're scraping away at your face.
Okay, that puts me to 13.
I'm looking over the side with the magical sense, or do I have to do that again?
No, you can keep that up for a short time.
Okay. Can I make out what exactly this energy is emanating from, or shall I roll skills to try and work it out?
I will give it to you that as you got close to this area, you were all shown a map. It's just no one mentioned when they saw on the map. That's why you're still on the map screen, to be like, yes, you are right next to somewhere that you should. You know that you're passing by Mordheim.
Okay.
You would know that today is the day that you're passing by Mordheim. Humperdinck didn't do any research on the matter either, so he was probably saying to you how excited he was to get his first glimpse of Mordheim.
Oh god, okay.
And then
I'm
the
gonna
fog
try
rolled
and...
in.
This might work, this might not. Either way, fuck it. Who can I see that is cognizant on the deck, on the top deck?
At the moment, there are 2 people on the top deck who are freaking out and ripping at their face. One person near where Livia, one person near the back, and one person near the front.
All right. I'm going to yell at anyone who is seeing at the moment to get them sorted out and see if anyone else is affected by it. We're close to the city of the damned, for goodness sake. I'm going to try something to see if this might help. I don't know for certain, but more help us if it doesn't. I will stand in the middle of the boat and attempt
Please don't
to
try
see...
anything like you did in the forest.
No. I'm going to stand in the middle of the boat and cast Ward Against Abominations. This might help if this thing is constantly coming back and forth to do the whole scare thing, but... right. 3... No, I'm trying to do this quickly.
I don't remember if this was a skill in this or not, but can I just punch people unconscious to stop them from scratching out their eyes? I don't remember if there was a thing of this is Dark Heresy, the one where I have to have a talent to punch people out.
Yeah, strike to stun is a real thing in this game.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no. I'm standing in the middle of the boat casting this, hoping this aura affects... helps affect. If it doesn't, I'm not going to really know, but still... any undead creature can't enter this aura with it. Any undead creature can't enter within 12 meters of me, and I'm trying to stand in the middle of the boat to get as much coverage as I can. While I'm doing this, and that's why I'm telling everyone else to go fucking wake everyone else up.
Because I can't
Okay.
strike people into submission. I'm just going to take my rope and I'm going to start, grappling people in.
Do I need to
their
knock
hands
people
up.
out? Is this what it is?
You can try. You can try to just stand there and punch them, but you could also just try to charm and calm them down, or
Master
Yes, I
Forge,
command them.
Master Forge beard, get me mallet.
I'm going to bellow out. These people are trying to claw out their eyes. Hurry up and help them.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing people and putting their arms behind their backs and, tying them up with the rope.
Yeah, I go
Well,
up
then
to
you're
them
going to have
and
to give
start-
me. You're going to have to give me a strength test opposed, because
Can
they're
I
not.
go around
They're
just
not
casting
just.
sleep on them?
I have to check just
You
one
can
thing
try
because
and
I
cast
think I
sleep
have
on
the.
them.
I think I have plus 10% on. Wasn't there something about grappling? Wrestling.
You've got
Plus 10% is strength when grappling and weapon skill. When grappling. So I have plus 10 to strength.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go up to people. and start
you know
trying
what?
to
I'm going
calm them
to
out a bit.
I'm going to do something before I fake.
You get elbowed in your face as they're like, "No, get off
Hold
me!
up, no.
He comes! He comes!" So
Hold up.
1d10 minus.
I'm going to fortune that.
Damn it.
I'm fortuning that. I was just doing that because, for fuck's sakes, my rolls. Fuck!
Okay, so he wins. He wins on a 13 with 30 strength. So he gets 2 degrees of success. He elbows you in the face. So 1d10 minus 4 plus 3. So a 1d10 minus 1. 8 damage as he elbows. 7 damage as he elbows you in the face.
Fucking hell.
Remove your.
Does my armor also count for
It's
this?
to your face. For one.
I do have the a face mask.
Sure, you can remove your. You can remove
So-
armor as well.
Because with the face mask, that does nothing to me.
Damn it! I should have said that.
Can I
I'm just
try
gonna-
to snap Noelle out of it?
I'm
Noelle
going to...
hasn't fallen. Only ones with. Noelle wasn't one of the ones who. She was fine. She passed. So
I try and talk Blackhand out of it.
currently. Oh, hang on. Did Blackhand also fail, and none of you helped him? Okay, Blackhand.
I went
2
to a
rounds.
ready of
No, guys, you need to actually say I run down to go and assist my party members, or I go and see this person who I need to snap out of it. Running around and grabbing people is so ambiguous. I'm only going to punish you. So 2 rounds have passed. Blackhand, you take another d6. You take another 6 damage as the roll goes round. You've snapped. Casper
So
has
that's
snapped
12 damage in total?
in total, but you remove your toughness. Casper has snapped 1 person out of it. Not that any of you know of this person, but the mercenary who I took some pity and had him run off ages ago to go and look for people.
We should probably get Humperdinck, shouldn't we?
I'm
Humperdinck's
going to
fine.
headbutt this person that I'm currently grappling against, and then I'm going to try again.
This is for me
Because
trying to help Blackhand out of it.
I'm
yeah,
gonna go
Blackhand,
help
as you
Humperdinck.
go over to him and start speaking in Dwarvish and hey, snap out of it, Dowie cousin. Blackhand, you come back to your senses. So as you go over to Humperdinck, he slaps you and says, "I bloody fine you, pillock! Did you see the roll counter? Fool!" And pushes your lolly ass away.
I'm sorry, there's been so
Ask
many
for a
rules.
heal instead. I'm coming back to my help before the heals.
But she rolled a
Shit,
1.
That's a waste of a 1.
I know,
too.
but she did it on
don't
the
worry, I
person
did
who
that,
was
yeah.
fine. I even rolled there as visible for
whatever
everyone.
reason, for whatever reason, I must have missed that roll, and I thought Humperdinck was on the 98. Oh.
Oh no, so okay,
Um,
he did get a 98, but then he re-rolled with a fortune point and got a 26. Same as David, who got a 82 and then got a 2. Tiffany was just like, I'm a prostitute, I've seen worse.
Does my spell seem to have any effect? I don't think
You have no idea, because the mercenary hasn't come back up. But no, he can still hear screaming, so he's going to go check. So Carla, as you run to Humperdinck's room, you can hear screaming coming from another room. You also would have heard that there was 2 people screaming. Now there's only 1. So,
I'm gonna divert there then.
okay. Carla, give me a 1d5, and on a 1, your natural 1 will have effect on the NPC
No.
down below.
I think I'm
Sadly
gonna
not.
put this. I'm gonna try to put him to sleep.
But sure, no, you
that
can
feels
attempt
to be easier.
you can attempt a charm test again if you wish. Your last sleep spell attempt seemed to, whoever you did it on, seemed to have, it didn't seem to work. As you reached out and tried to touch them, it almost felt as if something was pushing your magic away.
Ah, okay, I see. So yep, it worked.
Yeah, so you start shaking the individual and speaking calmly to them, and I can't remember what her name was. Zoom in. Laura?
Favati.
Lauren. You're like, Lauren, it's me, Carla. Just calm down. It's all in your head. And soft words seem to bring her back as she makes eye
fucking
contact with you
magic.
and kind of blinks a few times, and she is back to the real world as the mercenary charges away to go upstairs. There's no more screaming coming from the bottom of the ship. So we've got the struggle on top of the deck. There's two people screaming. One of them's fighting with Aurelia at the moment. At the middle of the end of the ship, the top of the ship, and by Livia and her plants, there's someone screaming.
I'll try and snap them out of it.
Sure.
I would have had.
I was going to say, I would have tackled the guy. God damn it! Both
Sorry, go ahead.
You first. No, you first.
I'm just going to say, I want to headbutt the guy that I'm currently struggling against to soften him up, to then wrap his hands. So, hey man, I'm a bit forceful. It's unfortunate, but that's how she goes.
Sure. Give me another roll, another grapple test. Livia, you just can't get through to this individual. He doesn't seem to meet your gaze as you move him around and try and charm him back.
There you go.
So you succeed as he rolled a natural 90. You did any number of degrees of success. You managed to get her arms away from her face, so she can't carry on scratching at her face. However, Livia, as you try to get through to this individual, another round has passed, another 6 damage has been done, and he just pulls away, no, the crier, and headbutts the steering, the shit, I had the word for it a minute ago, the steering wheel of the boat, which is called the helm. He just headbutts one of the dowels of the helm, and you just see blood squirt from his ears as his forehead imprints in. His forehead flattens as the pin crushes his skull.
Jesus.
He is no more, twitching on the floor.
This is the one I just won the grapple. I'm gonna wrap him in rope, but then I'm gonna run towards the helm to basically steady it, so we don't crash. Because if he
the captain's there. The captain's there.
Okay, that it feels.
Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs aboard the ship, but it's just they can't do anything because they're NPCs.
Gotcha. Then never mind. I'm just going to see if there's anyone screaming that isn't the one that I just tied up, and I'm gonna go tie him up too.
Okay, so as you leave the one that's screaming, they carry on just screaming, just crying that the town crier is coming. You dart off, but there are no more sounds of screaming as you hear, he's coming! He's coming! And as you look back in horror, you see the individual get to their feet and just push themselves over the edge of the boat. Tied up, they are unable to swim.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Meet the town crier. He's a fun chap to be around.
I'm just gonna look back. See, I should probably have tied him to the boat too. Forgot about that.
Hey, that is so Aurelia. That is like
really
so
is.
casual.
I imagined him like a worm,
Nice.
you know, just wrapped up in rope, or she was wrapped up in rope, just next to the side of the ship, so she just wormed her way up with her shoulders and just salmoned off the edge. Plop.
I mean, you certainly don't let girls go on your actions, you declare.
Can I try something then? Can I wrap a rope around an arrow, fire an arrow at the guy, and try to pull him back to the boat?
I was going to say I wanted to go and jump in after him and try and pull him back.
I'm not gonna jump in.
I didn't know
I can't
oars
swim,
were
but
buoyant.
So first things first, are you sure you're not wearing your armor?
Well, I was just hanging out on deck, so
In
I wouldn't have
a very
been...
weird smoke with everyone on edge, because I did say you all feel that there's an ominous, sick feeling in the air, and all the crew is on edge. So by all means you can. It's just this is one of those times when I've let Aurelia get away with wearing her face mask. If you have taken damage, would there have been? Because you will sink to the bottom of the river if you're in your armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you said there was an ominous feeling, so I probably wouldn't have been wearing my armor. apologize. I apologize for that. I forgot you mentioned that.
No,
specifically.
that's quite all right. I just thought I would mention it, that all day you felt this really bad feeling, and it's just hung in the air, and all the crew were on edge. Like, all the mercenaries were at their posts. So that's one of those times when I'm like, no, you would have all had your armor on. It's only where it's come up about going into water, because I know that's a very difficult challenge. So give me a swim test with a -60. Well, no, it's actually a -30.
I'm pretty sure in heavy armor you just auto sink.
I think you do. But he's a strong dwarf. Or you can take 5 minutes to take off your armor. Aurelia, if you want to shoot at this person, you can. It's going to take you a minute.
Kill the dude.
I want to shoot an area because, again, I'm not gonna jump in because A, this place is fucked up, and B, I'm wearing my armor. Because usually when I'm on guard on deck, I'm always wearing armor. So
it's going to take you a minute to attach a rope to an arrow. It's at least good for you to get a suitable rope as well, because you can't just attach some big thick rope to it. So you've got to quickly okay, no, that one will do. Tie it to it. You go to the edge, you draw your bow, and they're gone. Tied up, screaming as they went in with no air in their lungs. They would have just inhaled a big gulp of water and sunk like a stone.
I'm just going to reach the side of the boat, draw the arrow, look for the target, then go like, I tried. Put the arrow back on the quiver. Oh, we lost the crew member. Is anyone still screaming?
There is silence.
Back at this bloody screaming bloody medic.
Is there any more screaming we can hear?
No, except for on the Black Hand. There's no unnatural screaming at ghosts.
Did you just imply I'm naturally screaming?
I'm dropping the spell and moving to the edge, to the side of the boat to look at where the person fell off.
Swan dived off. Yeah. They're well gone, because again the ship's still moving.
Yeah.
So you look back
I know.
into the fog.
Oh, note to self, next time you're going through here, remember to tie everybody up to, someplace they can jump off the boat.
What on earth was that thing?
Old world.
You hear from down below. You hear from down below.
Looked like
some banging on the floor below you. What in the bloody hell was that? Dum dum dum. You hear quietly.
It looked like a town crier.
I'm just gonna look like, what that was? I have no fucking clue.
Oh, so we're swimming past Mordheim. What do you expect?
Humperdinck comes
Place
to
is
the
spooky.
Humperdinck comes to the top. Well, I with all this mist, I didn't think I'd be able to see it, and I didn't realise that would appear. I didn't really know of it.
You do realize there's a reason they call this the Dread City of Mordheim?
But they don't call it the Dread River of Sterling. Mordheim's over there somewhere. He points into the fog.
Right,
Anyway, I hope this has gone.
You know how comets like to, mess with magic?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
indeed, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
Do you? You were a priest.
Shush. I'm a priest no longer.
Regardless, what's done is done. We can't do anything else. We've lost, one person, and everyone else affected has been scratched. Well, I believe, Livia, you have quite a bit of work to do, being the closest thing to a doctor on board.
It's charm in this game, isn't it? It's charm. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll give him a -10. He uses a fortune point. Jesus Christ,
yes, I do. Yeah.
I should actually let that one fly. No, you think he gives you a knowing look and nod, and you can do a perception test with a -40 if you want to see through. Was it 4 degrees?
I'll do it.
Yeah, 4.
Oh. Perception, just yeah. Risk it for the biscuit, Father. He must have heard some stories. It's fine.
I am a knowledgeable man. I've heard of comets affecting winds of types. Yes. But that was long ago. I don't see how the river here can be affected. They did tell me at the time. Well, maybe we should have stopped off at a few places further along. Huh.
From my guess, Lord, the winds are blowing through the town, from what I can tell. Or the city. So if any damnation any damnation from the city is blown this way as well. And I don't just talk about the normal winds. Of course, the winds of magic themselves.
Well, best we get out of here as soon as we can and find ourselves at Siegfried Hof, where we can get more solid information about, about Mordheim, I suppose. See what's going on over there. Also, Casper.
Death and destruction, sir.
Real quick, can I call out Olivia?
Sure.
You may want to check your woman, make sure she didn't throw herself overboard either.
I'm going to go check up on Tiffany after the dude, died. But I didn't want to stop it, so I'm just going to go check on Tiffany.
I'll go and get my medical supplies and start healing people.
Sure.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the interruption there.
No, that's quite alright. Casper, with your magical sense, you did get the feeling that there are other mages in the area. Like, a mage has cast a pretty powerful spell.
Right.
But it wasn't in the direction of Mordheim. Like, when you did your magical spell, as you're looking to your left over at where Mordheim would be, you'd be looking towards the back of the vessel to look at Mordheim, whereas the other feeling that you had of another powerful spell was further away. It wasn't where the mist was coming from.
Okay.
And it seemed to be the color of red. Dun dun dun.
Yay!
This was red.
No spoilers.
Oh, okay. It was you guys. Okay. All right. I'll keep that to myself for now. I'm too busy with berating everyone else, it seems.
So, Livia, if you want to give me a healing test just for Blackhand, the NPCs you can basically do at your leisure over time. There's not actually that many of them who are hurt. Most of them are dead.
How many did we lose?
2. I mean, you only lost 2 in the end. They had some really good rolls, to be honest with you. If this was a combat day, it'd be a really shit one for you guys.
Yeah.
I think I've had 3 natural ones. Oh, and you guys have had 2 between a lot of you. Oh no, David was a 2, so I've only had 2.
We're more or less even.
Oh, actually, yeah, we are, because seeing the rolls, we've actually had quite a good swing of numbers. But as you go around and prepare, and you're still at, your nerves are still running high. You soon like the fog in front of you downriver begins to lessen, and every 10 minutes or so that go by, you can see another 2 meters in front of you. As you move ever further away from Mordheim, you also have that feeling of dread, that energy in the air that puts your nerves on edge lessens until it completely falls away. Although you may not sleep well tonight, you can at least go to sleep, and with every minute that passes you feel more and more at ease. Although perhaps that is a bad omen for what is to come, as soon you'll be venturing in to that city of the damned. But for now, another half day, well, no, we'll say another day passes. No, yes, another day passes, which makes it the 29th. As you come to the docks of Siegfriedhof. The docks of Siegfriedhof are not in the city limits. They're on the outskirts, out of the city walls. But they are well built. Access going up into Siegfriedhof is well maintained. And as you come into the harbour, you can see that there are a number of boats dropping off goods and leaving with empty hulls as they go on their way. As you pull into dock, was it 20? Hang on, it was 28, 29th. You pull into the dock, yeah. You pull into the dock late on the 29th. Far too late to visit any tavern, unfortunately. So for
Wait, what?
Yep, you spent a whole day to get here, so you've got to dock, but everything is closed. It is well past midnight, because it was all 4 squares. So your lord informs
squares.
you. Squares. Discord might no, it sorted itself. Your lord tells you to prepare everything for in the morning, and as soon as the sun rises, we shall go into Siegfriedhof and see what the town holds for us. And you do just that. And as the sun rises on the 30th, just for a heads up, Livia, your tree has sprouted ever so slightly. Ever so slightly it has grown. It is burst forth from the earth. It seems to be growing well. You make your way on the 30th. As you go over to the docks, most of the carts have already been rented out to deliver cargo. Cargo. So, to the begrudging of Humperdinck, you all have to make your way on foot, except from Livia, who can ride her horse, and I suppose Carla, if she wants to ride her Casper.
Nah, thanks. Gee, I'll walk.
I was actually going to say no as well, to be quite honest.
So, you make your way up the... this is actually a well-cobbled road leading down to the docks. Very well kept for Siegfriedhof is not the capital of Stirling. I believe it's the second largest city in Stirling. But as you approach the back of Siegfriedhof, the second entrance, it is a fortified front. If this is the back of Siegfriedhof, what does the front look like? Because it is fortified to the 9 hells. You could see that the walls have large crenellations that have been reinforced. The dwarves would notice this with dwarven technology to put small crenellations on the crenellations to stop ladders from easily being able to put up against the walls, or spikes on the walls. No, they are like crenellation, they're mud. With numbers of I believe they're called bastions. No, they're not. Can't remember. Parapets. With numbers of parapets built out of the side where artillery can be set up, and lines of fire can be drawn. The back of Sigfriedhof is well defended, and yet it doesn't look like it has been under attack for many years as you approach. And as you make your way into Sigfriedhof, for anyone out there sad enough to have watched the first series, I bring you forth to my quaint map of Sigfriedhof. You do get to see everything.
Nostalgia.
So you will not be hidden from the other buildings within Sigfriedhof. To the top is the forge, which is currently closed. To the leading down from the dwarven smith, you've got the temple, and then you've got the mage's house, and then the big game hunter's abode. But for now,
might be a goblin. The one with never figured that one out.
Fuck, I missed that old. God damn it! What is his name? The big game hunter. Fuck.
I can't remember his name.
Hold up, I have his name. Bogman. Carl Bogman. The big game hunter.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Ah, yes. Back long ago. But for now, as you come in through the back entrance of Sigfriedhof, you'll see that the people here seem as if they've overcome something, but the wounds are healing. Although you can see some people who peer out from their doorways and look as if they are still in shock, very few of them are like that. As you go to walk through the streets, you would see that heavily armored knights patrol the streets at this moment. In groups of 3, they march with the emblem of the raven on their shields and pauldrons.
Oh.
For Carla, you would know these because the temple would have informed you, yeah, they're 2 orders of knights. These are the good ones. These are the ones that might just kill you, even though you're protecting the graves. These are the Knights of the Raven, which have their home base within Sigfriedhof.
Well,
oh, good point. Sorry,
there's something.
I need to go back a moment. I have fucked up. Before you enter, you're all walking along in a group. Casper, whereabouts are you in the group? Are you at the front, the back, or the
I
middle?
forgot about this.
So did I.
I usually take up my proper spot at the front.
Oh, marvellous. So, as you go to enter the walk across the threshold, you're stopped. It feels as if you are walking into custard. It's a weird sensation as you're walking along at normal speed and then all of a sudden you're slowed right down, and what is this? You step back. Whoever's behind Casper perhaps walks into him, pushing him forwards again before he has to no, something's up.
Oh, this is awkward.
Casper, as you walked into this custard, there was an inner turmoil going on within you. A battle of 3 ways, in fact. The curse that you willingly took upon yourself the demonic entity that you willingly let in, and your humanity that struggles to keep a hold. Whilst you feel your humanity would easily pass, the other two entities separately seem to be pushed back slightly. You're not quite sure what's going on. It's definitely something magical, you know that much. You feel as if you could step through and just break the... It doesn't feel like it's that powerful. If you put your strength into it, you could cross.
Okay, yeah. I steel my resolve and push on.
You push through into the custard barrier. Once you put a bit of strength into your step, you'll easily step through it. You don't feel a pop. You don't feel as if you broke something. So, as you walk on, we come back to where we were. You see Knights of the Raven walking down the streets. You're almost coming to the main square, which is where our map appears. Before... And this is probably 5 minutes after you've walked through the barrier. I need you. Where is oh, I'm having to get character sheets I haven't used in so long. This is so odd. I'm missing someone important. Why are you not under humans?
Were you perchance looking for a certain shitslinger?
Yeah, I was. I can't find him, so we'll have to improvise with someone else. And I want you. So, as you make your way up the streets of Siegfriedhof, a beautiful woman steps out of the slum areas, Casper. She steps out with an umbrella over her shoulder, gorgeous pale skin, exotic looking eyes, sleek black hair, a tight corset and dress. She walks with such elegance and poise that you're captivated as she looks up and stares at you in your eyes. She smiles and then walks off into another alleyway. Now, when she does that, I need to hide some of these rolls. She does that, and she does... Please, did that...
What the fuck? Why? What's
Hang
going on? I'm confused.
What? Oh, no, that's someone else. That's someone else. They don't exist. Ignore that roll. How dare you? How dare you? What was I looking for? Oh, there it is.
Remember, the witch hunters can't hurt you if you don't believe in witch hunters.
Fucking body shot in me too. What the fuck?
Oh, jeez, fuck me. Oh no. Okay, hang on.
I think it's worse.
She would do her roll again. No, just the rolls I'm getting are so on. It is quite worrying. Okay, well,
I feel like
she doesn't get that one.
Fury.
So, can you all please place yourselves on the square or in the square?
Oh,
this place.
For fuck's sake.
technically, you would be coming in from the blacksmith side. So you'd be coming in from here.
God damn it. Oh, no, okay, there we go.
We assemble into a Megazord.
Oh no, I'm too
God damn it,
far
Ragnar,
zoomed
get
out.
off me! Thank you. Get off my hand.
Everybody pile on the Casper.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know you guys
stop.
can see an NPC who's come onto the table. She's meant to be there. Don't worry about it.
I can't see her.
Ragnar,
He's a
God damn
fun
it, I
one.
fucking see
I
her all the
remember
time
her.
in yeah. Saw her all the fucking time in Nolan. She keeps following us.
I think she also serves the Countess.
Yeah, the fuck?
No,
see,
no,
see,
different
she's an
one.
agent. She was an agent all along.
Didn't we
Ragnar.
confront her about trying to sleep with her, the fucking snot or something?
So as you come into the square, you can hear the most heavenly angel song emanating from the Temple of Mor. The temple that you're walking past. I don't have the symbol for the Temple of Mor, so the twin-tailed comet is the Temple of Mor.
Okay.
This
I thought
heavenly.
the temple was outside of Siegfried's
No,
Hall?
they have a graveyard and temple on the outside. This is the internal one that because the
Okay, so the temple was in town, the garden was outside.
yeah, kind of.
Chapel.
It's a bit further down the road, and it seems deals with all the peasantry, whereas the Temple of Mor
Gotcha.
here in town only has catacombs that deal with the nobility. Because someone spent some time in the family Caligo. I said it just a minute ago. Tombs. So we've got him. We've got okay. So the heavenly music stops before you get to the square.
Heavenly music stops. BFG division starts playing.
I got it.
The shotgun click and everything.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Okay, I think that's everyone because that's her and her and her and her. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right. As you get to the square, you can see that yes, there's a fine Temple of Mor in Siegfriedhof, the largest temple in the square, actually. Carla may know this with her travelling as well, that Siegfriedhof is the main priest, is the main god in Siegfriedhof. He's the one that
I
the
feel
people
like
serve.
I would know that seeing as I'm from here.
Yeah, with your backstory and everything, yeah, you would, which is a good point, you would definitely. Also, yeah, family reunion later on. That would be fun. Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, she just remembers that there's primarily a city of worshippers of Mor. I may
Didn't
have
really
not
think
thought-
to bring that up.
So, you come round
I
the
may
corner.
have-
You come round the corner talking. Maybe Carla's going, oh, I grew up here. I used to play on these streets. My family somewhere from over there. A lovely
Used to
temple
attend
here.
service.
When you come round the corner into the square, however, there are individuals that seem to be waiting for you. Sorry. Also, Humperdinck.
Humperdinck is waiting.
Humperdinck.
Humperdinck is waiting for us.
And David. So,
I shouldn't have trusted you, David, you little shit.
as you come round the corner, there is an odd grouping of individuals. As you notice that the civilians seem to disappear. Doors shut, windows close. The pub just across from you goes quiet. And you see a shopkeeper. You see a shopkeeper at the general store and his many meerkat-looking children just all poke out from different corners, take a good look at you, and then the doors and windows slam shut.
Okay, this isn't normal.
I'm going to take my bow on my shoulder.
Don't.
Don't.
I'm not going to do
By
anything. I'm
order of
just
the
No.
Raven Guard Knights,
No.
if any one of you draws a weapon, you will be fired upon. You see more Raven Guard Knights leave their chapter and their house, and others begin to walk up from the street in their patrols.
Aurelia, do what
Now-
the heavily armored man says.
Explain yourselves. Why do you travel with an abomination?
I'm not that bad.
I am silence. I am Lord
problems.
Malius Humperdinck, Lord of Hocklin. I'm a merchant. Explain yourselves and name yourselves. The knight steps forwards. I am Brander Caligo of House Caligo and Knight Commander of the Raven Guard Knights. You will explain to me why you are traveling with abomination this instant, and we know that one of your party is such thing. A priest steps forwards. This is Moore's city. You cannot be here. I will not allow another abomination to come into our home.
This is gonna sound weird, Father, but this is complicated. He's kind of cursed.
Now, Magos. We can't go jumping to conclusions here. A mage-looking fellow. No other way of describing him. Long beard, pointy hat. Follows all the stereotypes of a mage, but he has very kind-looking eyes and kind of that wise old granddad kind of look to his face, rather than the priest who definitely looks like the miserable old man next door who is just looking at your group with scorn and hatred.
I'm just going to say in Eltharan, these bloody humans.
Shut up.
The mage says in Elfaran, I've met nicer elves. Don't be rude now, my darling. That isn't a nice way to look at the rest of us.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow.
Olivia is gonna do the same.
I was also
Balthasar.
going to do that. We understood
Balthasar,
what
do
Ashley was saying.
not discuss matters in their tongue when the rest of us do not understand it. Oh, come now, Brander. They have a lord with them. There must be some reason for this. You must understand, Humperdinck, was it? We have only recently been under attack by creatures. Our nerves are high. I will not allow it! I have had to put too many good men in the ground to send to more. We'll not allow another abomination. A woman leaves the temple in full plate armor with a gigantic sword. She comes out unhelmed, placing her helm on her head as she exits with one hand, taking up her sword in the other. As she stands next to the priest, she drives the tip of the sword into the ground.
I'm just going to look at Ragnar. Well, not look, I'm just going to clock my head a little bit towards Ragnar and say, see, Ragnar, you have no respect for your precious stones.
I just reply back in Alpharan, even though I know one of them speaks it, still, like, don't think they have much respect for anything around here.
Could you stop? Now you two.
Ooh, I
was
didn't
bad
know
enough when
dwarves
the
could
bloody
speak
elves
Elfarin.
did.
I do have Alpharan.
The wizard comes over and butts into your conversation. did you find it difficult to learn? This is all going. He's still speaking Elfaran as well.
I'm just gonna switch to Arcane Dwarf and start calling him an idiot in that. It's like, of course it wasn't hard
I'll
to
just
learn.
answer in Elfaran and be
Interrupting
like, we
old
don't know
fool.
where he picked it up.
He speaks in Dwarvish. Now, don't be rude, Master Dwarf. I learned from a wiser tongue than yours how to speak your language long ago.
Wait, he can,
We all go back to Reich.
Is that Gazelich you were talking?
wait, he can speak Arcane Dwarf?
He has some words in Arcane.
Okay, because I was gonna say that's what I was speaking in just then. That's impressive. I just look at him and go, huh. Well, guess I was wrong.
It is very broken. He's not got all the nuance down, but he can speak it and understand the gist of conversations. He just says, "An old friend taught it to me, actually." But again, so it's old friend taught me. You know, you don't get the full nuance.
The correct syntax?
Huh.
If I remember correctly,
Belisarius, I will not have any more of this. You are here under my protection to protect my city, not to converse with those that would bring evil into it. Oh, Branda, they are perfectly fine. I trust the wards that have been placed upon this city, but even she said it was only there to warn and to prevent. He got through, and it still stands, and, well, you know, with a lord. I would, no offense to the priest of Moor. Humperdinck does as many pleasantries as he can to the priest, and of course yourself. It is always nice to meet another noble who has not taken the noble pursuit, and of course you. Is it Belisarius? Odd name. Thank you, but can you speak in Reichspiel? I do not speak multi-tongue. Could we come in somewhere less open to discuss? We mean no harm. We came as adventurers, and I as a merchant to go into Mordheim. I have a writ from the Countess of Nullen that allows me trade in exotic arcanum. So I can show you my documents. There is no need for hostilities. Humperdinck begins producing scrolls and the like. One of the knights comes over and takes them and then passes them back. The priest is still not happy. The wizard has begun to sit down on the fountain and watch you guys. Quite, especially Caspar, the elves, and the dwarves. He's quite taken with all of you, actually.
Where is my cam, by the way?
He points at Caspar. That one there. There's something about him, but he's breathing. He's the only one who has anything about them. And he's breathing. Oh, yes. Huh. Branda opens the seals and looks through. These are legitimate, or the best forgeries I've ever seen. Humperdinck, was it? You and your party will come into the Raven Guard headquarters, and we will discuss your business and what that thing is. And if I deem you safe, I will let you pass through Siegfried Half. We need to trade and resupply and other things, my Lord Caligo. Surely you can see reason. We are not evil. None of us. Plot 1. Where's Deceive? It's Charm, isn't it? He has paperwork. He has paperwork, so I'll give him a +10. Ooh, he didn't need it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Follow me. Magas. I'll speak to you later on the matter. Hi. Fine. Can't remember his girl's name, but he says a girl's name, and the armored female follows her. He fails. Cool.
I just have one out of character question. Which one of us still has the ring, by the way?
What?
The ring, I believe that was. Oh no, he got a pendant. He got a locket.
Was it a locket? I don't remember.
No.
One of us
So
has-
Spoon's got a locket, but you guys got a ring. Or did you guys get a ring and he got a locket?
I don't remember. I remember we had something from the Caligo family.
It was
There's
episode
a-
3. It was episode 3. I can't blame you all.
It's
I
in the river
think it
boat.
was the locket.
It was the
I think-
locket. 'Cause it's in the
It was a locket.
boats.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a locket, and there was a best quality dagger, but we sold it.
No, the best quality dagger. We're still with it. It's in my person, and the locket. I don't think we sold.
No, we didn't sell the
No, we
locket.
specifically
It's
didn't
the-
sell the locket.
We sold the dagger. I know we did because we got Black Hand too.
No. I took that dagger from Blackhand. I still have it. It's the same dagger.
You have had other best quality daggers,
Yeah,
just to point it out. It's been a while.
like I've made a lot.
But as the tension begins to lower from the situation, you all follow your lord, and your lord follows Branda Caligo as you walk into the Raven Guard headquarters. The mage tries to, but is told by the knights that he didn't say you. Well, I shall wait. Sitting on the fountain. As you all enter the Raven Guard headquarters, that is where our little visual orb that's capturing all of this nonsense for posterity. Yes, that's right. That's where we're going to end our episode. So I certainly hope you've enjoyed our little jaunt through the old world as we have skimmed the borders of Mordheim, and we've met some old NPCs that haven't been around for a very long time.
The Raven Guard chapter house. I have a feeling like I've been in this place before.
So many times. But yes, please do join us in the next episode when we'll get to know the people of this town a little bit better before a few secrets are unveiled to one of our members. So hopefully you'll join us for them and all our other tabletop RPGs that we'll be bringing to you at one point. So take care everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Remember, don't bring abominations into Secret Huff.